Yeah. Okay. I think we're live now. I want to be able to see just to double check. Okay. So we are live. All right. So today is such an exciting day. We have Anna from the Raven Wolf channel. I'm going to give Anna a nice little intro because Anna actually has one of my first supporters. She was one of the first readings that I did when I actually started officially doing readings. And, it's funny because Anna came to me and she even tried to get another reading. And I think I told her no. I said, no, I'm not giving you any more advice. Like, stop trying to ask me for advice. And I do that sometimes because per the charts. And I will say that it's amazing because I've been following your channel. So I hope everybody goes and subscribes to Anna's channel. It's the Raven Wolf channel. And she has came up with her own little niche because I've watched her channel grow. And first she did, she was learning tarot. And you have to learn as you go when you do this stuff too. And the best way to learn is to get thrown to the wolf and just do it, and watching Anna grow from, when she first started and I told her to do a YouTube channel and what she's doing now. Mm-hmm. And she did a video that caught my eye on Donald Trump. And I saw that she got into the Mayan astrology. And I thought it was so interesting because, I'm all about astrology and I love, and you came up with your own thing. You're moving this way. And I think that's amazing. And that's why I didn't tell you what you're supposed to be doing because everybody should be figuring it out. When you're on this path, you kind of have to figure it out your own way. Don't you agree?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you're right. Nobody can tell you, oh, you're going to be doing this or, it's something that one has to go inward and find your thing and nobody can tell you. I mean, They might try to tell you, but.
Right. And who would have thought, even me, I started with astrology and I'm doing tarot, I'm doing rods, I'm doing all kinds of weird stuff. So my readings have changed, the 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's, that's
evolving.
Yeah. And that's amazing. So watching you grow and, so Anna has a channel, she does readings, she does all sorts of fun things on her YouTube channel. I posted it in the description box. Make sure you check it out. But I'm going to let her give me a Mayan astrology reading. She sent me some of the stuff and my God, yeah, I didn't have a chance to read it all, but the first things that I read were pretty friggin' spot on. And then when I watched you do Donald Trump's chart on Ransom's, his channel, and I put that in my liked videos so everybody can see that I was like, wow, that's pretty accurate. So whether you use numerology, Vedic astrology, anything, it's all it all gives the message. Yeah. Yep. So go ahead, Anna.
Well, first of all, I want to say that last year when, I found you through the League Project and, I also seen your channel grow awesome. So that's very encouraging. Yeah. But no, you first did my reading and it was the first astrology, any kind of reading ever. Actually, no, Jenny did my card reading, my first ever. And then you did my astrology. And thanks to you and Jenny, I feel like I'm where I'm at right now because you guys open a lot of doors for me in a sense that I know myself more through the chart, it explains a lot why certain things happen in the past and, things like that. It started to make sense. And then, I don't know, I feel like it's part of what you do is activating other people, Yeah.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel good because that's what I hope to be.
Yes, I give you 100% credit on that. But, that's sweet. But yeah, with the Mayan thing, well, as you know, I'm Mexican. And I was always, I can't hide it. It's unfortunately it's there. But with my, I always was drawn to the Mayan and the Aztec and all of the ancient cultures. And with this, when I started learning about Vedic astrology through you and, all of that, I find out about Mayan astrology. And the first time I heard about it, I didn't understand it, but it felt like home. I was like, yes, I might not comprehend, but my DNA recognized it. I don't know. It's weird. Or my soul.
No, but that's how I felt with Vedic astrology. Listen, I almost failed out of school. So I didn't think I could learn Vedic astrology. And it just freaking clicked. So I get it. And it's, if you're meant to do it, you will you'll learn it.
Yes. And I feel like I was extremely guided towards that. And I feel like part of my missions here in Earth is to bring this information out, because it's so unique and it's so different and it's accurate.
Yes. So, yeah. It's amazing.
I guess I can
start with me. We'll do mine, then we can talk a little bit about Trump, what you said about him, because I thought it was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, let me pull it up. And let me make sure I'm doing yours, because I have both of you and Donald Trump. You
can read mine like his. Yeah.
And it's funny because I was comparing both charts, and you and Donald Trump have the same Venus phase as an evening star. So, and also you and Donald Trump day sign are compatible with each other.
Probably why I like them. Yeah, makes sense. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that I saw that. But anyways, I can just explain really quick what the Mayan readings that I'm offering and I do. They come with 5 different aspects. The first one is your day sign, which it can be compared to like the Western or Vedic, like the sun or the ascendant or rising. Then the Trisena, it's like the moon, more of your inner personal, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
how do you think?
Yeah. So that's the day sign, the Trisena. Then you have the Venus phase, which are 4 different phases. Also, you get one of the 9 lords of the night, which is a deity. And what else? Oh yeah, the meaning of the birth of the year that you were born. So it's 5 different aspects that comes with the reading. So anyways, for your day sign, it can be 1 out of 20 different animals or images like wind or a house or earthquake or rain. So not everybody's going to be an animal, because I had that question before, like, you're this. Well, how come I'm not an animal? Well, not everybody's an animal. In the signs. But anyways, you're a reed. You're the plant, the reed, as your day sign. And
wait, sorry, not to sound like an idiot, but what's a reed?
Here I can, it's
sorry, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Let me look really quick on Google and I'll show you.
I'll tell you, I don't know what a reed is. A clarinet. I played it for like 2 minutes, and I used to fake play the clarinet in band concerts. I would go and pretend. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Screen share Oh, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Well, I don't even know how you disable. Do you know how to disable it?
No.
Me either. I don't think I've ever said no, but.
Let me see. I can just show you in my phone, I guess.
Wait a second. Rename pin video. Stop. Goodness. Maybe go to this.
All right. Can you see this?
Oh, shit. How come I can't let you do that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like those.
That's a read.
Okay. I can see that. Perfect. I like those.
Yeah.
I do. Go ahead. Sorry. Keep going.
Let me see. Okay. So you're the read. So others regard you highly for one accomplishment or another. You're ahead of your competitors. You says you're probably very popular, having earned a well-deserved fame and recognition from your peers. Even your enemies are likely to respect your successful ways. Is that true?
I would have to say that I think that, like, even though they don't, like, they may have some jealousy and some revenge and hate, but damn well they wish they were, because I don't give up, I just keep on trucking. And I don't care to have enemies. Like, I could have as many enemies as I want. And now, like, I used to be very insecure about that, but now I'm okay with it. And Anna, don't hold back. Honest to God, you can share whatever.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that part. This kind of readings, they go really kind of deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah. So, and like I found by doing, I don't know, I must have done like already 100 readings, but out of all those, I noticed that people that will get more out of this is people that are a little bit older, like in the 20s, mid 20s, not so young, because a lot of the stuff, you know, might say how you were when you were young and then how you develop.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's continue. So it says, when you're under fire, you stick to your guns. When in trouble, you keep a stiff upper lip. And like the reed, you remain firm when pressed.
Yep.
There's a militant side to you. And although you don't deliberately seek conflict, you seem to thrive on it.
That's very true. That honestly, I think that's what I read first. And that was like, that's totally my life. And that's my Mars K2 in the first house in Scorpio. I mean, I have that. That's my chart too.
Well, it's in here too.
Yep.
It says, whether you're being politely aggressive or crusading for a cause, to you, life is something to be won through strength and conviction. You're quite ambitious and you're very clear about your goals and your intentions. Your principle governs your behavior. It's interesting here. It says, you may be attracted to religious or philosophical studies, or possibly you were concerned with justice. When you mentioned before you wanted to be.
Oh, law enforcement was all about, and actually I still think I'm a cop. Like I listen to police scores, you know, and
that's awesome.
Honest to God, I just talked to somebody today, my next venture, what I think I'm going to be doing. In addition to all this fun stuff too.
Oh, wow.
And it has, let's just say it has to do with that.
That's awesome.
Somewhat of a, yeah.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
You work very hard and you are farsighted. You know the value of consistency and you're capable of disciplining yourself to accomplish a task, or even though it may take some time. Mm. Frequently, you take risk or pioneer the way in whatever is that you do. And that's so true. You know, how many people have you inspired by doing readings like me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what else. You can't stand restraint and must be physical free as to do as you choose.
Mm-hmm.
But for that reason, you probably are more than casually interested in travel or exploration. Teaching, politics, and social science seem to appeal to you. You have a talent for diplomacy and a deep instinct for reading the character of others. And that is so true.
Yeah. I don't even need charts for that. Like, honestly, I never needed them, but it just confirms. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's another thing it does a lot. It confirms a lot of the things that you think about yourself.
Yeah.
But, so like a psychologist, you learn to evaluate people and you form expectations that are realistic.
That's so true.
But there's one pitfall to be aware of. There's a tendency to go to extremes.
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Well, this may be compensated for by your accomplishments in the world. It could also be a real problem. You're not a moderate person. You're highly power activist and achiever, capable of burning yourself and your friends out if you get too carried away. Once you get interested in something, you will not stop until you learn enough about it to satisfy your thirst or have accomplished whatever originally you set out to do.
That's like I have disowned, like I have gotten rid of so many friends, so many people in my life, so many things, and not even like because they were bad, just because they weren't part of my agenda. You know, they weren't like on my trail, and it is what it is. And honestly, like, I think it is one of my faults, but it's been also why I'm so steadstrong, because I don't worry about anybody else.
Exactly.
I don't care. Like, if you're on my trail, if you're convenient and you're close by, you'd probably be my friend. And I know that sounds so horrible, but like, that's a fact.
It is what it is, though.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that you know it. It's not like, oh, you're oblivious about it and you don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
You know, so you're aware.
That's right.
So what else? Okay, so the reed was called Acatl by the Aztecs, and it was symbolized by the reed plant to make war darts and arrows. Its ruler was the dark deity Texcatiploca, or something like that, a powerful warrior magician who represented the force behind the sacred cycles of fate. He was also associated with visions of the future, and quite possibly this is a theme shared by those born on this day. So
interesting. I got chills when you said that. I don't know why, but I did.
Yeah, because I think you mentioned that before, that if you dream about somebody, like if you contact them or something like that, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I thought of something like recently with the spells. Like I always say, I can't put spells on people. I think I probably actually can. I just don't, because not spells. Okay. Meaning like people have in their charts tremendous power, right? Like spells or whatever. They can do things, manifest things. And I think that's like I think in a past life I abused it. This life I know not to. This is just my thoughts. So I'm very I keep that side away, that magic side, because I think it freaks me out a little bit, because I think I got into some trouble. But I can tell you that like I'm so conscious of it now. Like I just had a reading with somebody and I said a lot of the times I won't go into detail about global events is because I don't want that shit out there in the ether. And then I feel like it puts it out there. So I'll call Jenny or I'll write it down on something, but I'm not necessarily going to go announce it on YouTube and let that shit get out there.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm kind of aware of it that way.
Yeah. No, I agree. One interesting thing that I noticed when I was reading this, that this deity, it was the plant to use to do darts and arrows. So that also represents like that fighting, like that you have having you.
Well, and you know what's funny? My ascendant nakshatra is Jesta, and they say Jesta came from like a battlefield too. So kind of same story with the long middle fingers, because we would shoot bows and arrows. Like this is just a mythological story, but yeah, and I'm really good at darts.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Every time I do a reading, I'm like amazed. But
no, I mean it's definitely accurate. I'm glad I didn't read all of it, because I read like the first few things and I was like, oh, this is good, pretty spot on.
All right, so for your Tresena, you got the number 1 and it's the wind. So accompanying your day side read is the number 12. This means that you were born on the 12th day of the Tresena that began with the number 1 wind. So wind therefore rules by your inner self, beneath your surface personality. You have a strong motivation to communicate. You're a carrier of ideas, a person with message to get across, and you will always be instinctively drawn to activities that will meet that need. This may lead you to life of writing, speaking, teaching, performing, or serving as a spokesperson. Let's see. When you teach or communicate, you could be very likely concerned with subjects that have old traditions. What were you going to say?
Well, even I was thinking too, like before I did this, I've always been in sales. So that's speaking, I mean, the new age, whatever,
Yeah. So the day sign read is the sign of the East, the direction that symbolizes action, self-interest, and self-realization. The wind is the ruler of your Tresena, which is the sign of the North, the direction that symbolizes rationality and understanding. The combination suggests a strong personal opinions, powerful thinking, and skills in expressing your most important needs. While you may have a tendency to rationalize whatever you don't like, you also have good communication skills that can have a real effect on the world.
That's nice. Oh, yeah. Piss people off too.
That too.
Yeah.
You have that skill too. It doesn't go only one way.
That's right. That's right.
So this is what I was talking about, and I actually sectioned this apart because so we're gonna go into your Venus phase from on your birth. So there's 4 phases, which is the inferior conjunction, the morning star, the superior conjunction, and the evening star. Now, I thought it was very interesting that the Maya saw Venus more like Mars energy, like the war kind of energy. They related the cycles of Venus. Yeah, I'm trying to see where it was. To they tied those cycles of Venus to important political events.
Yeah.
Including change of leadership. So
yeah. Well, and after criminal justice, I did do political science.
Same.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I went from corrections, criminal justice to corrections to political science to real estate.
I know, that's like so out of.
Yeah, that's my stupid freaking Rahu Ketu. Oh, you should do real estate. Oh, yeah, okay. But I mean, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, yeah. Things happen for a reason.
Yeah, I'd probably be dead if I would have went the other way.
Well, thank God you didn't. You know, Venus. Also, like I was saying, you and Donald Trump have the same Venus phase as the evening star. So this suggests that your feelings and emotions arise after, not before, action has been taken. You're very good at making judgments, which you do very well, to evaluate what has happened against the backgrounds of society's rules and values. You instinctively understand the power and perhaps the correctness of the world as it is and it has been.
I like that. I do feel that way.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
so far, I mean, 100%. I mean, I don't think there's been one thing that's been off.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It says that in your life, you have a sense of inevitable compromise. This is possibly a reaction to your awareness of having strongly imprinted by society, culture, or your parents. One result, this can be seen in your stance towards the power that be. It is possible that deep down you are troubled by your conditioning and the way it causes you to evaluate and interpret the world in certain ways. But this is very subtle. Most of you will only notice this pattern in general ways. It will be far more obvious, however, when you view it over the course of your lifetime.
Yeah. So that would be like, so conditioned a certain way.
Yes.
So
like the way why you think about certain things about society and
okay. Yeah. Okay, got it.
And then the next part is the Lord of the Night. There's 9-day cycles of God and goddesses called the Lords of the Night. And you got the Lord of the Night number 5. I'm going to try to say the name one time. Miklaten Kutli. Yep.
You just try to say it a hell of a lot better than I'll ever try to say something like that. Yeah.
Well, the same with the name as with the nakshatras, you know,
they're so hard to say.
Yeah.
They're just.
Yeah. So the Aztec god ruled by the underworld along with his wife. I'm going to read. This Aztec god ruled the underworld along with his wife. Being ruled by this underworld deities suggests that you are a person who seeks deep of emotions in relationships. Driven towards powerful relationship experiences, you often struggle with the feelings that are released. Is that true?
Very much so. Yeah, that's like, seriously, I have a facade because when I go in, it's like all in. It's like we're in it to win it or there's nothing. And I mean, it's got to be like where it's too much. It's like, it's not good. It's not healthy. There's no fucking balance. Okay. That's not.
Yeah.
So it's like all in or I'm nothing.
Yeah. I'm the same way too. actually. Yeah.
That's why I'm so anti, like, you know.
Yeah. I know. So you know, you don't just have relationships, you wrestle with them.
Yeah, that's so true.
You are an extremely sensitive person, even touchy, and those with whom you have relationships will probably agree. Your sensitivity extends so far as to include even your expectations. Seeking perfection, you are very sensitive to disappointment.
Yes. No, that is like, that should be number one. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You need to develop more realistic expectations and avoid putting the burden of relationship failures on your partner or others.
Oh, I do that big time. It's the worst. Yeah.
Your problems and also your solutions lie in your own beliefs about relationships. So, and that's another thing I like about this reading, because it kind of tells you like the remedy kind of.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. But even, you know, I always say it's like easier said than done. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
love
sure.
Say,
Oh,
stop
yeah.
being so critical or stop. No, because then I'm just annoyed. You know, it's just, I'm a pain in the ass to be in a relationship with. I will admit it until the day I die. It's like going into a freaking battle zone. Like when people are like,
God.
oh, Heidi, no,
There's
you
those
trust me. You
darts.
don't even want to go. Yeah, there's no, like, it's not even fun. It's not, because you're always on your toes.
Yeah,
and that's why, like, I have to be with people that keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's why it's not, maybe I'm just not in this lifetime supposed to be in a relationship, and I'm okay with that. Yeah.
It says your sensitivity to relationships makes you the most important part of your life. You need to be with others who are stable and helpful, not those who will worsen your fears. You need to be accepting of others and be willing to sacrifice some of your expectations. Remember, nobody is perfect.
I'd like to think that. Yeah, that's my debilitated Venus too. Think about that. It's so true. Like, this is so correlates with astrology, though. Like the Vedic.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
And I'm kind of glad we're doing this, because to me it gives me a different perspective to see how it correlates with a Vedic. You know.
Yeah, because you know somewhat about. I mean, you studied it here, and so Anna was like, should I do tropical or Vedic or Western? And I'm so glad you didn't either, and you're doing this, because that's, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, I even bought the little book that.
Yeah.
And actually, I invited him to my channel, so I think he's gonna come soon.
Good. He's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited.
He makes me always feel like, after I have a conversation with him, though, I'm like, I gotta get my shit together. I gotta like go.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
But here, just the last thing for your chart is the birth year, the meaning of your birth year, and it is the 12th East. So Eastern direction is where all begins, where the day begins when the sun rises, and when the moon and the planets also rise, through the beginning of the diurnal cycle. Symbolically, therefore, East is the direction that symbolizes the energy behind all coming into existence. Being born during a year ruled by the East means that for you and your contemporaries, life is an opportunity to celebrate your individual existence and to demonstrate your self-worth. Your life is about you and development or rise of your personal identity. In a very general sense, you are a seeker of self-realization, a person who strives to be someone. Basically, you're a self-starter, and you don't always need others to help you achieve your goals. Quickly seeing what has to be done, you roll up your sleeves and get to work and do it.
That's very true. Like that, if to say that's probably, I think, like the next thing that is very spot on, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't rely on anybody.
Yeah.
For anything.
Yeah. And that's another, you know, since that's
not always healthy either. So it's like, because when you're so self-sufficient that you don't need anything, like, it's just, you know,
it gets too much to handle sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, it's just,
and if
you need a break, there are no breaks. You know, there's no, I don't know. So, but that is so spot on. I love it. And it's, I don't know, it's just, it's amazing to see it never, I mean, not surprised at all. Just like how all astrology somehow correlates, whatever you follow. But I think I like it just because it's its own unique thing. We don't know about it. It's not, and that's the kind of stuff, the stuff that's different, like the Mayan stuff, like that's stuff that should be followed and listened to. And actually, I know I've heard a couple like real astrologers, big astrologers, like big ones talk about getting into that. And I like, there's this guy, Ken Roberts, I think, and he's been studying the hell out of that stuff. And I think, when you learn astrology from different cultures, there's a hell of a lot more value in it because everything else has been twisted, like to the Western world.
Yes. So, and not only the Mayans were following the different cycles of the different planets, there's other ancient cultures throughout the world that did that too. You know?
Right. All right. So let's talk about Donald Trump's chart because it's funny. And I know, here we go. Here come my people that will leave.
Yeah. I mean, to tell you the truth, I was very surprised. I'm not surprised, but like every single thing on his chart was him.
Yeah, totally. And so, Anna, I mean, I remember like every reading that I do, I sometimes, if it's like the opportune time, to bring in the Trump something, like it will come up at some point. And I think we talked about it because obviously, like we talked, and do you mind like talking about this a little bit where, it's fine. Tell me how you, I'm curious how you feel about him. I think we kind of talked about it here or there. And because I know you had a major concern, right? About the whole, like you were worried about, are we talking about that, because I mean, you're not born and raised here.
Yeah. So, and at some point I did have the DACA, and when he was running for president, he was very adamant about avoiding DACA and DACA this and DACA that. And I mean, I can say from a different perspective, that because I heard, I listened to Alex Jones, just all these different, and I don't know. I feel like for me, like I said, I don't have the DACA anymore, but when I did had it, it's supposed to be for, they call them kids because you have to be brought up to the United States before you were 15 years old. And it applied until that 15-year-old is 30, right?
Right.
And, from someone, when you're a child, like you don't have a choice. Your parents bring you to another country. It's not like you can say, no, I'm good, I'll stay in Mexico.
Right.
So, in that kind of thing, I kind of disagree with him in that sense.
And I think I said the same thing too. If there's one topic I don't necessarily have the same viewpoints on, is that with him, so, and
people like that have, like me that, I was born and raised in Mexico. And then at 15, I moved here, and I've been here actually 18 years. I've been in the US longer than, from Mexico. And a lot of part of me feel more from here.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I obviously adore my culture and everything. I'm not saying anything like that, but anyways.
But it's solved. Like everything's good and you're all taking and like that's where the world works its fine magic, right? Because and I know like, so coming from somebody, that has been in that situation, but is still open, like you can hear, you're obviously not one of the people riding with vaginas on their heads down DC. So, and that just shows like, from a logical perspective, you have to look at the overall picture, right? Yeah. It's like, and
they always like to show the extremes, right? Like the people that hate Trump and the people that are like, love Trump, and, but there's a balance there. And that balance, that middle, they don't usually show it because it doesn't sell,
Yeah. It's like or people are scared to, I can't tell you how many people charts that I read that are just can't say it because of where they live, who their friends are or whatever, so that's a whole nother issue.
But it's funny that you asked because about Trump, because I don't use Facebook anymore. I use the Messenger, but I don't use Facebook because I was getting triggered by my family members from Mexico posting like these lies about Trump. And like, I know like the propaganda, how it goes, and they're so brainwashed. And I've been called multiple times by different family members a Trump lover.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
and it's like you can't even be neutral. It's like even if you don't hate him, there's something wrong with you. You know, like that's how the sadness is of this world today. So I just, and it's like, you know, everybody that follows my channel knows how I feel. I'm not going to go down that route again. But I think it's just amazing because when I watched that video you said, like you did, I was just like, yep, see, he's not that freaking bad after all. Like just, and everything that he says is in his chart astrologically too. Like everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So let's talk about some key points with him.
Okay, so it's funny. So his day sign is a house.
Yeah, that was cute. I like that.
Like the White House.
Right. Yeah.
Here, let me minimize the screen so I can see you and see my screen at the same time. Okay, so pretty much it says here he tends to dominate situations without really trying. He may be simply large or especially sexually attractive, or may dress in a manner that enhances his personal power.
Yeah, he does.
Now, I have a question for you, Heidi.
Yeah. Go ahead. Ask away.
Me personally, I don't think that the president is attractive. Not even when he was young.
You don't even want to know. You don't want to even want my answer on this because everybody's going to be like, are you kidding me? Did Heidi just say that?
But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I know he was, you know, he had a lot of girls around him and stuff. So.
Right. So I'm going to say this. I once had a dream about him. Okay. I'm not joking. I should not even be saying this on YouTube. Do I look at him and say, man, he's so sexy. Like I just want him right now. Absolutely. That's not how I feel.
Oh my God.
Okay? But could I see me having an intelligent conversation with him and being magnetically attracted to him because he's a Leo with Mars in the first house? I like his dominance. Because I'm attracted to somebody that is like that. Like I'm attracted to his more of like, so yeah, I could see where, you know, maybe when he was a little bit younger. Well, I'm not even saying that because I like him way older. So, you know, where it's, yes, I can say that I could see where people could find him attractive.
Yeah.
But I don't have, I have weird types too. Okay, guys. So like everybody needs to know this isn't like the typical, like I don't have a type. I like all sorts of
different types.
All sorts.
Unique types.
Unique, yeah. But tall. I got specifics. There's a few things that do not break, no matter how hard I try.
Yeah. You know what you like.
Yeah.
So,
now that we got that one out, that's funny.
Well, I will say that's on his chart, you know. Mm-hmm. So it says here that he exerts his power in subtle ways, and it's something that others must contend with.
Yeah.
In most cases, your power is completely legitimate, and it would be if you would have been a teacher, a healer, or a leader, which he is, right? The leader of the world.
Yeah.
So such situation, knowledge is power. For some house personalities, however, the power issue may bury more deeply in the psyche. In this case, it is sometimes a source of problems like envy, jealousy, possessiveness, and conflict with authority.
Okay, let me say that with Astro. That's amazing. That right there, I got chills too. Okay, so he's a Scorpio moon conjunct K2.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He's a Leo rising, a Scorpio moon. This is Vedic astrology. Everybody's going, he's a Sagittarius. No, he's not. No, he's a Leo rising. Vedic astrology is what I'm talking. He's got Mars in the first house. He's got moon conjunct K2 in Scorpio. Psyche, yeah, he's 10 steps ahead of everybody. Knowledge is power. That is a Scorpio. I'm obsessed. Like the Scorpio ticks off of knowing shit other people don't know. Okay, that's what makes them happy. And there is psyche, there's emotional stuff there. Scorpios are jealous, yes. They are controlling, absolutely. And that's why I like him, is because I'm that same exact way. So yeah. I respect that. And power, we thrive off of power. I like power. I like when people are powerful. Like I like to be around powerful people. I don't like little weaklings, you know?
Yeah. And I think I didn't read that because, I was not going to read every single thing that it was on your chart. But I think there's something like that on your chart that says something about that. So you probably want to check it out. But let's see. Says patience, endurance, and hard work seems to come natural to him. He's able to work years on a project with no signs of fatigue or loss of interest.
That's for sure, huh?
Mm-hmm. Huge or extremely difficult projects have a special appeal for him. He can become dedicated to realizing his goals. So I think being the president is a difficult, extremely difficult project, I will say, especially nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Well, and the thing about him is emotionally, I think things bother him. I do believe that he strives off of that competitiveness too, but he really does, want to do the right thing. I do think that.
Yeah. So I have a question. In his chart, does it says anything that he might be interested in, like the occult stuff, the magic, the astrology and stuff?
Well, first of all, as a Scorpio moon, absolutely conjunct K2. He would, if I gave him a reading, you know what I would have said to him? If he was a little Trump kid and I would have gave him an astrology reading, I would say, you could have some interest in going into the military. You're going to just want to know things, heavy, strong Mars, that's being in the military and all that. But then I would say astrology. You should learn astrology. Moon K2, astrology, period.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I have some astrologer friends that are well known that says he gets astrology readings. So I
believe it.
I think he definitely does. Absolutely.
Well, the reason why I ask is because with the house as a day sign, it says that science, math, and other system of knowledge, including occultism, magic, and astrology, may interest him. To aid him in being mentally organized about things, and because they allowed his mind to have a strong respect. Oh, wait. I totally skipped sentences. So,
okay, just real quick. Sorry, I got to clear this up. Trump is a Gemini. He was born on Flag Day. This is Vedic astrology. Okay, so I'm going to make this real clear. This is really clear. Okay, because people try to say this, and it's follow my channel. I do Vedic astrology. It's the sidereal zodiac. It's a sign behind. Take a star chart app, stick it in the sky. You can see when Trump was born. If you looked at a star chart app on that day. Okay. No, his sun is in Taurus, which totally makes more sense. And your sun sign is not nearly as important in Vedic astrology as your ascendant and as your moon. That's why you need to know what time you're born. So if you think you're a Gemini or you think you're this, you're actually, there's a chance you could be a sign behind. You actually could be the sign behind. And that is irrelevant. How many babies were born on Flag Day? A lot. How many babies? I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just intense. When I start talking about this, I just get woo.
I see your passion pouring out.
It is because I say it so many times, but I just don't. All right. So, but that is the point. Vedic astrology, you need your time of birth. That's what your ascendant is, the most important part of your chart. Nobody should be even reading their sun signs. That is so irrelevant in your astrology chart. It's this small. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I'm an Aries sun, and all my life things that I read.
You're not an Aries. Okay, let's just show you as a great example. That's what you were in Vedic, right? Or in Western, right?
Aries, yeah.
Okay, do you see Anna as an Aries? Hell no. You could see me as an Aries more than Anna, right? Okay, so Anna is an Aries sun. I don't think so. All right, just like Jenny. Same with Jenny. Look at Jenny. Jenny was an Aries. No. You guys are Pisces suns, which totally makes more sense, right? Yeah. And then if you break it down into nakshatras, when you read your nakshatra, screw the signs. They're irrelevant. Learn your nakshatras.
And not only that, but also the padas, right?
Oh, and the padas, yeah. I mean, it's people don't understand how this is so
intricate. Yeah. There's so many parts to it.
Exactly. And look at Anna, your Leo self is busting out of the seams. Because honestly, you didn't know you had that in yourself to do all those YouTube. You would have been oh, I don't know. I want it to be perfect. No, if you were a Virgo rising, you would have had your show perfect before you started your channel. Right.
Yeah. The only thing that I think I have of Virgo is my OCD about stuff.
Well, and that's your second house. So you value your second house of value and everything like that. You will have OCD about certain stuff because you have Virgo in your chart, but it's still not like end all tell all.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah, definitely.
I know you take notes. I watch you take notes. You list things. You have all the, and you might have some. Yeah. So
I do.
I love it.
But anyways, back to the occult stuff and the magic and the astrology and the reason why it interests him to that is because it aids him mentally organized about things and because they allowed his mind access to underlying foundations of the universe. So I thought that was kind of deep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He has a powerful intellect and he's capable of solving difficult problems. Before he attempts something radical or unproven, he tends to try more in a conservative way. And that is just so Trump. And when they keep fighting him, then he's gonna fight back.
Right.
So security, both mental and physical, is a major issue for him. The physical security at home, house, building, or other structures represent or may be an issue, or the emotional security that family ties offer may predominate.
Okay, spot on. And that's in his astrology chart with K2 conjunct Moon in the 4th house. I'm going to tell you, he definitely felt like he had to prove stuff to his family, to his mother, to his father. There are hidden insecurities from a past life or from a past whatever, where there is insecurities. Wherever K2 sits, you have insecurities, period. Okay, that's in my 1st house. I had to get over that. So did he. This is a challenge that you have to do. But it's also why he did real estate, the security. So it turned out that way. But he definitely had his little, like he always probably felt like he had to prove something to somebody, like he had to be something, and there's definitely emotional insecurities there. Yeah. So that's why.
Do you think, well, I don't know if this could be related, because it said here that he has strong territorial instincts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he knows exactly his boundaries, emotionally and physically.
Exactly. Got those walls, right? The Trump walls. I always say, like, no shit. He's got walls all over him. Scorpios are built with walls. K2 conjunct Moon, walls of steel. And really, he is probably very soft and emotional, but he's got walls up that he's guarded as can be because he doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
I can totally see how it will be hard to,
Yeah. Well, now, especially now, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's just skip over to his Tresena. And this is funny. It's going to sound funny, but his Tresena sign is a flower.
That's so great.
So the flower is very romantic and gentle. Remember, the Tresena is like your inner personality.
Yeah.
And he's apt to be attracted to material comforts and even glamorous lifestyle.
Yeah. That's true.
His social skills and personal interactions can be one of his strong points, and he may find success in life as a performer or a personality.
It's so great. It's so accurate.
It did both. So within intimate relationships, however, there may be a problem. He can be headstrong or at least a little impulsive. His romantic and idealistic tendencies can lead bad decisions or poor choices to complicate his emotional life.
Yeah.
Let's see. It said somewhere, I probably skipped over, but it said here that he may be good at real estate.
Yeah, it definitely said that. And then it even said politics.
Yep.
And it said he will just kind of rise to the politician.
Yeah.
Because,
with his relationships, it says, while occasionally he may need to take a break out of unsatisfying partnerships and go off on his own, this phase is unlikely to last long. Soon he will be bound to find another partner. And he was married 3 times or 2 times?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
he'll never be satisfied in relationships. He's got that problem like me.
Yeah.
But you can't judge him for that. That has nothing to do with him like running the country. And that's just my opinion.
And I'm sure it enhances it with all the, his status and stuff.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sure his wife isn't the most happy person right now. Like, I'm sure she's not like living the dream,
Yeah. But I'm not going to read the Venus evening star because that's the same as yours. And we talk about it, how you don't make any really decisions or your feelings and emotions don't arise not before, but after you take actions. And he's very good at making judgments, and also he feels that he has a sense of inevitable compromise and stuff. But the last thing I want to read is his Lord of the Night. He got the third Lord of the Night, and I thought that was very interesting too with the Leo thing, because this is an Aztec god that is the sun god. So I see a relation with the Leo, because the Leo, is represented with the sun.
Right.
He's a deeply serious person. He has highly expectation for himself. And it's funny here, it says, or for his son, for his son.
Right.
He works hard to achieve his goals. He feels that his work is crucial in some ways because of this, makes personal sacrifices in personal life.
Yeah.
I can totally see that too.
And he also has Jupiter in Virgo. Like, people don't understand, like, when a Jupiter's in Virgo, that's like, you value hard work. Like, it's just, he's in service. Like, it doesn't tend to, and like, he's going to be skeptical of leaders and religion. Like, like you kind of should.
And I think that's very important for a leader, not to be so trusty with the Saudis.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
or anybody.
Nobody thought he was going to be able to make amends with Mexico, and he just renegotiated the NAFTA deal. So like,
and I was going to say something with the DACA, because he was saying all that talk when he was running for president. But what happened when he became president? He tried to pass some bills that the Democrats did not allow him. So,
that's the thing. People need to really like, but that's, that's the sad thing. Nobody gives him any accolades for anything positive. It's always just, they probably won't even pass this damn bill. They'll probably just, keep it out there in la la land.
That is it for years.
Yeah. Just for shits and giggles, like they do with everything else, just to be in opposition. So the funniest thing he said recently was like, I'll tell you what the Democrats do good. They do good with sticking together. It's about the only thing they do good, because it's true. They're like crazy.
True, it is true.
And I don't even, oh God, I don't even want to talk about, but like the whole, I don't know why I'm bringing you into this whole political talk, Anna, but I guess you like
everything. I actually, when I first, I got spiritually awakened last year, after connecting with you and Jenny, but I was awake with the sense of how the government works and the vaccines and the corruption and all of this different stuff, like in 2013, 2014.
Right.
So I'm very well aware of how things are, and I love it.
And it's scary. Like, when I think people just think it's just like, and if you're not aware and awake, like I wasn't aware of the vaccine thing and all that until I found my head was in the sand. Quite honestly, I was just scared of HRC. Like, I just didn't like her. I never went down the rabbit holes of like, I learned so much in the past year and a half. Yeah. Jesus, God, like, I can't even tell you things that have blown my mind and made me really, but this is the thing. You have to be open to these things. If you don't think they exist, one shit comes out and you'll see, like, you're going to have a nice big rude awakening,
It's like, so many things, because once you start looking into the rabbit hole, it takes you like deep to another.
Yeah,
it never ends.
But
at some point you have to realize, like, when there's so many coincidences at the same time, and this is odd. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's so true. How many coincidences can there be for, I mean, it's nuts. Like, even the vaccine thing. So I had an uncle who was gay and died of AIDS. Okay. Mm-hmm. And right around the time, he lived in California. And then I saw something that the Bayer they invented AIDS. Like
Factor 8. the factory
They manufactured it. And I'm like, God damn, like, you know, thinking about it.
And they knew about it, and they recall it in the US, but then they sell it to countries like Mexico, Brazil, Europe. So yeah.
Then, you know, my mind wonders, like, okay, my uncle was a costume designer. That was weird. He did costumes for like Michael Jackson, did costumes production, and worked on this team. Okay. So then I'm like, then, you know, your mind starts wondering and goes down that hole. Like, oh my God, was he part of any of that crazy stuff, you know? And it's like, it goes so many different ways, and your mind's like, you know, and then finally you just have to say, okay, you can only do so much, right? You can only, like, once you know about it, then you accept it and then you move on. Like, you have to make better decisions, and you have to make people aware of it. And I think that's the best thing you can do. You can't, you know, you have to be open to new information. That's how I look at it all the time.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about you, that you might not be on board with a lot of things, but you're open to receive the information, because I feel like now you know that there's so many possibilities out there that there's no point of keeping yourself closed-minded and not, you know.
Yeah. Like I'll never forget when Jenny told me about the whole, and you're just like, I was like, are you sure? Are you sure it's not exaggerated a little bit?
Up
because it's so horrible that it's more borderline, like, you just don't think that really can happen, you know? And then it's like, but, you know, for me, I like animal abuse, like, this bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would it's the same way. Like, I can't watch those videos. Like, when those things pop up on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I can't either. I can't.
Like, I'm losing my mind. Okay. Like, with dogs in different countries. I'm like, I get sick. That's why that's one of the reasons I hate Facebook. And I get you to make people aware.
That's another reason why
Do you eat meat, Anna?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I was just curious. Leo rising. Virgo risings wouldn't be eating meat.
With that said, though, I don't agree how the industry handles animals. I don't agree. I think it's cruel. I mean, yes, I'm very well aware.
Yeah. No, I was just curious if you did. Like, because I never thought of it that way until, like, you know, you talk. Like, honestly, Prosh Trivedi was the one where I stopped. Well, I stopped before that, but I did notice a difference. But it's not that I've never, like, I don't care, because I like sauce. So I'm more of a sauce person. And I've never craved meat. Like, I've never, like, woke up one day and was like, oh my God, I need a steak. Like, I've never been that person. So I don't even care. But I have noticed, like, differences and so Jenny and I, when we were in DC, we had to eat something and we ordered a burger. Okay. I was like sick. Like, I couldn't even eat it. Ask Jenny. I couldn't even walk for like 2 days. I was like, oh my God, I can't even get out of these seats. Like, I just felt like
that's terrible.
It was weird. Like, I just, from not eating it at all.
So long,
and then just eating it, you're like,
because your body is not used to it anymore. Yeah.
But I had to suck it up, and we still went out. But I think maybe I was just making that up as an excuse because we didn't want to go.
Well, that maybe.
But, you know, that's all right. Well, do we have anything else to say to the group? Make sure, if you're just catching in to watch this, we talked about Donald Trump's chart. We did a Heidi analysis with Mayan Astrology. Anna has a YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to it, please. Raven Wolf channel. It's in the description box. I'm going to pin it to the comments.
In my name.
Yes.
This is Raven Wolf channel.
Yes, that's right. Oh, that's right. I was like, yeah. Yeah. And thanks for watching, guys. And hope you have a great. Oh, let me ask you a question. Does Mayan astrology do predictions, like, for times and stuff too? Like, can it say this is going to happen to you in these sort of things, or is it more about like just some personality and stuff?
It does give you certain dates that you should pay attention to.
Yeah.
But
maybe not dates. How about like transits, or like you're going to have this maybe in this year or something? There is.
It's sort of like a transit, but like I said, it's different dates and different energies of that day.
Got it.
So it's kind of different, but and I'm doing a still research on that. That's why I don't bring it up, because if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not gonna share it. So yeah. No, but anyways, thank you, Heidi, for inviting me. And
absolutely, that was fun. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, don't hang up yet.